So Streets of Rage. I remember playing this series as a kid on the Sega Genesis. I remember playing co-op with friends, beating up street thugs, and getting destroyed by the game's bosses. Even though I never beat the series as a kid, they were still extremely fun and one of the best games to play on the Sega Genesis, making it a badass console to own. So my time with the Streets of Rage series stops at the second game. I was always aware of the third game, but for some reason, I never felt the need to play this one. Maybe when I decide to revisit the classic games, I'll give this one a shot. So fast forward to 2020, we have a fourth installment. Was it worth the 26-year wait? Well, let's talk about it. In terms of this game's plot, 10 years after the events of Streets of Rage 3, a new crime organization has risen, and this time it is ran by the children of Mr. X, the Y Twins. Axel and his gang has to gear up and clean up the streets once again. The story is straightforward and right to the point, and that's what I love about it. So I'll say this now, this game looks amazing. I was a little underwhelmed with the presentation when the game was initially revealed, but now that the game is here and I'm playing it firsthand, I love it. The comic book inspired look really brings the world to life, and while playing it, I got a little bit of Comic Zone vibes, which was also a Sega property. For story mode, you have 4 characters to choose from: Axel, Blaze, Cherry, and Floyd. Axel and Blaze are the OGs of the series, and they play exactly how I remember. I played as Axel for the first few levels, and it was great being able to beat up thugs as old man Axel. We have 2 new characters, Cherry and Floyd. I really love Cherry. She is the daughter of Adam Hunter from the first game, but man is she fun to control. She is fast and can actually run, something I wish Axel and Blaze could do because they move like tanks. This makes it hard to dodge and evade certain moves. Floyd hits like a tank and has some pretty cool attacks, but he's a little slow for my liking. So after you clear stage 4, you will have access to Adam Hunter, who quickly became my favorite. He hits hard and is much faster than Axel, making him my choice. There's also more skins and characters to unlock, but you would have to accumulate quite a few points over time to do so. In terms of gameplay, this game is pure fun. The punches sound crunchy, the flow of the game is perfect, and there is not much downtime. I love it. The game has a couple interesting mechanics. One is the special attack, which takes a bit of your health when you perform it, but if you are able to continue your combo, you can recover that health. Kinda risk and reward type deal. The second thing is the star attack. Depending on the settings of the game, you can press 2 attack buttons and your character will perform a special attack. I use this mainly for boss fights and overall crowd control when things get a little crazy. It definitely helps when enemies have you cornered. Now in terms of enemy variety, there are tons of old faces and new enemies. I hate the cops with the tech shields. In co-op, they are a piece of cake, but if you're playing this game solo, yo, it is frustrating. The boss fights are pretty fun, but the right amount of challenge. I love the boss in Chinatown. So much fun. The Y Twins are pretty easy in comparison to all the other bosses. Kinda disappointing there. The music in this game. Yo, the music. I absolutely love the soundtrack. The second I heard the title screen theme, I ran to Apple Music to stream the entire soundtrack. The music is definitely some of the best music I've heard in any video game. This is just pure goodness. The standout tracks for me were the museum theme and also the title screen. Overall, this game is amazing. I love everything about this title. For 25 bucks, this is a no-brainer. This is a killer value. Whether you're a seasoned Streets of Rage player or new to the series, do yourself a favor and play this game. I bought this game on the Switch because I would love to have this game as something I can play while I travel. Either way, this game is fantastic. Buy it.